Hello, hello. It's me, Koi, coming from a ray of gratitude, giving you a peace of mind to at least that one person at a time. You know who you are. Thank you for showing up on this channel. You can find inspiration for creativity, learning about chakras, as well as card readings for my creative souls, my creative entrepreneurs, my artists, the ones that know their creativity. Now, you don't have to be an artist or a creativepreneur to be on this channel, of course. Always welcome. I feel that everybody's creative. You just don't know how to direct your energy, and this is where I like to come in as the creative director in a new type of way. All right, y'all. So I am doing a pick a card reading. It's been a while, actually. I don't know about y'all, but as I'm filming this, the new moon in Scorpio just passed, and yikes, that's all I can say. So this is basically inspiration from the new moon in Scorpio. And I just really want y'all to know, like, let's see, what energy do we need to transform? Scorpio is very transformative. It dives deep, as in the tarot card. I believe Scorpio is ruled by the death card, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But death is transformative. There are things that need to die in order to things to be birthed. So that's what we're going to talk about here. That's what we're going to do. So sit tight, pause whatever you have to do. I would love for you to take a deep breath in with me, and let's start this reading. Which one are you gravitated most to? Okay, so let's take a deep breath together. All right, y'all. So which one are you most drawn to? Of course, you can do all three, but this is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. Pause for the cause if you need to spend more time, but if not, let's move on to pile 1. Okay, pile 1. Let's see what energy is being transformed for you right now. All right, I'm going to put this over here and we'll talk about it as we go. So this is a chakra edition. I wasn't able to do my chakra reading, so let's see pile 1. Okay, this is the workaholic here. And this is also the blue card, being authentic to you and really just doing your own thing here. This clearly looks like an artist card. I honestly believe artists are creatives that understand their craft or found their craft, right? Now, of course, there's multi-passionate creatives, which we can get all into that. I should probably do another reading for my multi-creatives, right? I honestly used to like be jealous or envy those type of people that like this is their only craft. Like this is their painting. They're a painter. That's the only thing they're good at. They want to do that and go for it. Because I felt like I was like good at a lot of different things, but I never really focused and honed in on one type of craft. Yeah, when I was younger, and yeah. But anywho, let me get a sip of water real quick. So for my pile 1s, we have, how are you speaking like how are you speaking towards your energy, towards yourself and your work? Because I'm kind of getting the feeling here for pile 1 that you create beautiful things, but you don't see them as beautiful, but yet you want other people to see them as beautiful. I don't know. So let's see what's going on here. So we have here, our positive thoughts empowering the fact of your current negative situation. Have you recognized your strength during this situation? That is interesting, because I literally just was thinking that, like, what? And it's like, as soon as I drink water, I'm like, what is that feeling? Let's see something. I'm trying not to make these so long, but I feel like if this is meant for you, you know that you're going to want to feel this, right? Let's look at this. Workaholic. So they call these people in these books, this is the blue chakra. This is again, the throat chakra, right? How are we speaking? How are we being authentic to ourselves? How are we being true to ourselves? And the workaholic, as you can see, this looks kind of like a prune or a raisin and a blueberry, right? Anywho, let's see what's going on here. This is funny how the author does this. But Brad Blueberry. Here, the earthy brown of creation mixes with inspirational violet. This card indicates one of the most powerful manifestation energies. How now you are very prolific. If what you are creating stalls, you may need to recharge. Know your limits. Lord, you know I could talk about this all day, y'all. Because first of all, let's see. Are you waiting to complete your career before you live your life? Busy work may be helping you hide from the real issues. Yes, indeed. All right, so I'm going to stop right here. So this is the focus here of what needs to be transformed, all right? Because one, are you being grateful for the present moment? Yes, you want your work to be seen, but, let me just tell y'all something, because this came up for me today, actually. The word arrogance, right? Many times we don't realize how we can get caught into this energy because things aren't going right for our vision that we see. And as a creative, you know, as a painter even, you have a very broad imagination, and your, let's just say for lack of words, your inner eye is popping, all right? But it can get clouded many times because you're trying to make certain things happen when we forget first and foremost that the divine is the one that is in control of what's bringing your purpose and bringing your visions and guiding you into your creativity, showing you things that are coming from the spirit realm even, you know what I mean? And moving your hands, moving your body, moving your energy in ways that you need to create, right? And as a painter, I'm being seen. I don't know if y'all know this. This is an old movie, but I think it's called, with Eddie Murphy, something with the vampires. I can't remember. But damn it, what's the movie called? I can't remember, but it's an Eddie Murphy video that had he was like the vampire, right? And he was after this girl. He was falling in love for her, lusting after her basically. And she was an artist. She was like from the hood, but she was different from the hood, right? And she was like, so I don't know, like the spirit controlled her and started like painting these paintings, and it came true or something like that. Now honestly, the way they depicted it, I didn't really like it. It was a little spooky, you know what I'm saying, especially back then when I saw I was little. But I'm bringing this up because the connection of her like spirit, you know, the spirits, God, the divine that were around her and really giving her a gift of insight as well as foresight, and it was kind of taking over her body. Now that's like the extreme version of things. As a painter, you get images, it's very unique the way you receive them, so it may not be like for everybody, but I know if you're feeling this and this is your if this is your like pile, this is definitely your pile if you understand what I'm talking about. Many times as a creative, as an artist, we get caught in this vision that we have and it feels so good, right? But it's like light, it feels like light years away. And we forget the steps that it takes to us, the cycles that we have to go through in order to actually meet this end goal. And I feel like the workaholic here, you've buried in your work to really not feel certain things. Like you forget that you create your own blocks many times because there's some things that you need to see within yourself first so you can move forward. Creativity should not feel like a burden. if creativity as a sacral chakra is all about pleasure, it's about creating and being a part of life, that birth, you know. Yes, we have birthing pains, but you need to understand what the pain is really being caused from this inception, or from you actually showing the world here, right? And many times we can discard it and say, you know what, like we can say our affirmations, right? But sometimes if we're really not feeling the affirmations, we're throwing the negativity under the rug and we forget what's really happening. Going back, circling back to arrogance, right? You can feel like you deserve this and feel like you're worthy for this task, for this gift, and all that, right? But when things don't go right, are you truly being grateful for what's going on? Or are you just throwing that on and saying, you know, I'm grateful and I'm worthy, to the point where it's like, look at me, I know I deserve. I know I deserve, and trying to control situations that are out of your hands anyway. It's divine's plan, right? Are you recognizing your strengths in this situation? What actually have you been strong with? You know, where are your strong points? Look at your weak points as well. It's nothing. And this is what I'm talking about, arrogance, because sometimes the arrogance blinds us from our weakness and thinks that being weak is like bad. It's not bad. It's just showing you what you need to improve. You know what I mean? Maybe the only thing you need to improve is balancing your life and work. Your work should not feel like a burden, especially when you're creating things. And you don't want to be cooped up in the house all the time. Get out, explore life, meet new people. Be outside in nature to recharge, my workaholics, okay? So let's see here. I'm going to talk about what's being birthed at this time. You're not quite sure what needs to die. And let's see. So, is this in the frame? Yes, it is. So here we have a lot of confusion. And I feel like for you guys, you kind of know what you want, but then you've been working so hard now trying to throw shit at the wall to make something stick now. And you're all confused. And many times you were giving and giving and giving and giving to the point where you don't have anything anymore. For instance, right? YouTube. I wanted a YouTube channel and I was doing all this stuff. And I kept doing all these things so I could be seen, right? Let's just paint a picture with me here. If you don't know exactly what you're doing this for, right? And then you just keep doing this, sometimes arrogance, you know, if you have a different version of arrogance, please comment below. I'd love to hear. But I just want to say that, like, many times when you feel that you deserve something and you're continually trying to prove yourself, it turns into arrogance. And then you sometimes forget what the cause is, what you're even doing this for, right? So I think right now, like, you're trying to birth something, especially I'm looking at this new moon here, right? But this Scorpio new moon really triggered some deep waters and got you really confused. It's like, do I even want to do what I wanted to do in the first place? Like, the vision kind of got clouded because you were trying to give and prove to people that you're worthy of this spot, that you forgot what the cause really was for. There's a need for you to resurface and rework on something else here. And I want to clarify this. Let's see. Let's clarify this Eight of Pentacles here. What is this work here? Because it's kind of contradictory, right? I think it's really kind of talking about working on what already has worked for you. Let's see what this card does. Let me get one more card here. Okay. Well, this is feminine energy. You know, I don't know if anybody's a Cancer watching this. This moon, these emotions have been affecting you, right? But I want you to really feel emotions that are like good. Like, focus on your strengths. Focus on what you know already works and what's kind of like second nature to you. If you're not really inspired by what's second nature to you, there's a need for you to go back to the drawing board and refocus on your direction so you can have faith in where you're walking and where your North Star is leading you to. Let's talk about what needs to die a little bit more, because I really feel like you need to stop giving. You know, like if you're like a YouTube content creator and you're just giving and putting out, you're not getting anything, it's very tiring. Trust and believe it is, right? But you need to kind of refocus your mindset and say, okay, maybe I'm not doing XYZ. Like, look at these weak points here so you can be like, all right, I need help from somebody else. Or maybe just look at it from a new standpoint, like, all right, this is weak, but I can make this stronger. Let's see what this Six of Cups here is. Yeah, this is what needs to be dead. Let's see what else here. Give me one more, Spirit. You need to stop giving. For some, you guys have been lying to yourself. I'm sorry to say. I feel like you've been self-sabotaging. You really need to focus on what's self-sabotaging. There's health issues, possibly just what you're rooted in needs to be refertilized because it's growing up weeds. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like you're offering these people flowers, what you wished for to grow, but they're really weeds. You know what I'm saying? And it's because it's weeds because you haven't been taking care of yourself. I'm not trying to go in on you. Please don't, come for me. I'm just trying to keep it real. And I feel like there's a need for you to keep it real with yourself. There's a need for you to get some rest and really dig deep and understand that a lot of the things that you have been putting out is coming from a place that has not quite yet been healed yet. And I'm thinking of me as well as this term when they say, when can healers become healed, right? By recognizing what they need healing in and stop trying to give to other people and say, you know what, I'm going to find another person, or I'm going to manifest, tell the universe or whatnot that I'm ready for healing and I need help with this healing. The healer ignites it. Other people can assist you in your healing, but you're the actual person putting in that action. Healing is an action, is a verb. You know what I mean? You're doing the healing, but someone's supporting you, someone's directing you, someone is guiding you. And it's nothing wrong with that. So let's see what's trying to be birthed here, because it kind of looks like you're just at a point where you don't know. I don't know if some of you are feeling burnout, but you really can't keep giving and expecting, you to get something back. When can you give back to yourself here? Thank you. Yeah, there's a need for you to stay loyal and be committed to your own endeavors first and foremost before you start giving and putting out to the world, because I'm starting to feel like you have become really burnt out from this situation of really trying to work and like covering the negative situations that really need to be looked at and addressed so you can really bloom from a more healthier, like a flower can't grow the best way and blossom healthy in nasty soil, right? If you plant a seed in toxic soil, if it grows, it's going to grow in a toxic form. So there's a need for you to dig deeper, recultivate, refertilize, give some good, and commit to that. Commit to you healing so you can feel in that purpose and you can understand like, oh, this is what's transforming. This is what I need to be working on, not this. I'm going to tell you a real quick story. When I first did my entrepreneurship, I was doing something with sneakers. I had no idea. Like, I did not ever think that I was going to be talking about spirituality, doing tarot cards. You know, I didn't want to do that. All I wanted to do was show female sneakerheads doing their thing. You know, I wanted to showcase how us females can do what men do and how we are the supporters of what this masculine energy is feeding off of us, right? But I didn't even realize how my own masculine energy that was so bruised was the foundation of what I was trying to do. And spirit was like, look this way. Heal yourself first so you can understand a little bit deeper. Because I felt guided. My intuition was leading me, but I still didn't get what was going on. This is what was going on. So surround yourself with protective energy. Stand your ground. You're going through some hardships, my friend, pile one. But you know what? It's okay. Because the storms that you go through are just trying to wash you clean. Let me get some more things here on what you need to do here, further advice, because maybe people, places, and things are just dying down. They're not for you anymore. Look at this. Recharge your battery. Elephant, family. Okay, you might be having some family issues. There might be a need for you to tap into your ancestry as well so you can learn some things. Forked tongue, snake. So I'm really looking at forked tongue because I feel like you're saying one thing, but you're really meaning another. And it's really you're telling yourself these things that you believe, and there may be old beliefs that no longer serve you. Kind of like, for instance, if you were always told that you had a baby voice in second grade and you're still holding on to that, you need to ask yourself why. Why do you believe that still? You know what I mean? Really start matching your intentions, looking at your intentions and matching, the mind and the heart, really finding balance with that. Because that will be the direction that you need to go. And surround yourself with better people or positive energy, positive people, positive places that can really help support you in your journey that you're on right now. Because I just feel like you've been on this journey of trying to prove yourself right, and it's really drained you. It's really drained you. And don't discount this journey hasn't been for nothing, because it's really like, you've been hard on yourself a lot here. And I know that you're like a hard worker, but like your emotions need to be looked at more so you can have more faith in yourself and more faith in where you're trying to go here. All right. So what's really trying to be transformed here is things that are really internal within you. Your emotions are trying to be transformed so you can get back on the good foot, get back to your work and allow your work to transform you. Maybe you need to start just doing paintings, or just in your own craft, just for the craft of art, just for you, for your own creative healing. And then you start noticing like how the transformation is going. You'll know your intuition, because this is the thing. This is the beautiful gift of artistry, right? Your art that you create is also your own medicine. It can also be your own poison, though. So you have to be aligned with more authentic things that is really speaking to your soul, not, you know what I'm saying? All right, let me get some more advice for you, and I'm going to wrap this up, pile one. Don't have any pop outs? No. Okay, we'll get that one. Oh, all right. There we go. So a grateful heart gains many blessings. Now, I just want to just tell you, sometimes on a surface level, being grateful for, saying like I'm grateful for XYZ and these things, right? Um, it just reminds me kind of like superficial of like Thanksgiving, and everybody likes to talk about what they're grateful for in November or just on Thanksgiving. And it's like, we should be doing this every day, right? I'm saying this because a ray of gratitude is not called a ray of gratitude for nothing, all right? And there comes a point in time, especially if this is resonating with you or you're feeling like burnt out. It's almost like you can't even think of anything to be grateful for because all this stuff is happening to you and stuff, right? But I want you to know that being grateful and having gratitude allows you to be present in the moment, in the now. So start with the small things. Being grateful for waking up. Being grateful for being able to have a roof over your head or have a job or being grateful to listen to this and that spirit allowed you to connect and see my video. Like something small, being grateful that you're able to eat for today, something like that. And then you can build on that. But the more you embrace gratitude, the more you can see the small blessings, because blessings don't always have to be grandiose. Blessings can be something just small as like right now. I'm grateful that it's quiet right now. So while I'm recording, you know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely grateful to share this message. Wow. Thank you, Spirit, for coming through. Because look at this. The positive thoughts overpowering the fact that your current situation, right? Being positive does not mean you never have negative thoughts. It just means you don't let those bad thoughts control your life. So again, this is bringing it on home. Thank you, Spirit, right? Don't let these bad thoughts control your life. Add in some gratitude. Be grateful for the present moment. That's going to really help you. And I really want to say that this transformation is going to be a big transformation for you when you decide to actually change and do the work for you, not anybody else. Do the work for you. Okay? So much love and blessings to you, Pile One. If you are watching this, I hope that you're able to check out my Creative Soul Circle. These are the vibes that I have in a more contained area, and we can meditate and we talk more about creative, entrepreneurial, and just creative healing in general. So because I really want to support people. My journey sounds a little similar to Pile One's, honestly, but there comes a time when you're like, all right, where's the self-sabotage? And you keep digging. Where's the self-sabotage? And you keep digging. And then you find that root and you start understanding that and you recultivate that seed and allow yourself to bloom. All right. So much love. Please check out my products. This also helps you just within your own time and your own space to really introspect, self-reflect, and be more self-aware of yourself. And what else do I have? Oh, if you love some services like my chakra healing service, please check that out too. All the links are below. And much blessings to you. And comment, like, share, subscribe. And if you're feeling the vibe, please subscribe. And yeah, I'll check you out next time. Bye, y'all. Hey, Patu. So we have here, what do you need to transform? Let's talk about the transformative energy you're in right now, okay? You already know I'm filming this at the time new moon in Scorpio just passed. I love to do my chakra readings every new moon and full moon if you guys are familiar with this. If you're not, check me out, all right? So what chakra? Excuse me, guys. This is oh, pile twos. So this is a heart chakra, and I want to say all because I don't know if someone actually passed recently as you're watching this, pile too. My condolences do go out to you. I'm feeling that because also a friend of mine, as a few days ago, someone told me about a friend of mine that I'll just say transitioned. And, you know, the grieving. Grieving has many stages. It can go quick, it can be years, you know. But this is a heart chakra that really helps, is very transformative, honestly. Um, let's see what this has to say in this book. I want to see. So this book has these funny names for people, so don't mind. This one says Pickle. Pickle presents the strength of character inherent in true love. This card heralds a deep caring and an ability to heal and love again. However, deep the pain or hard the challenges you face, troubled times denote smooth sailing ahead. So, you know, one thing about grief too, it really does block the heart chakra because through these stages, um, it's almost like a full circle, right? And when you're grieving, you feel like something has been ripped out of your heart. And excuse me for my nervous laughs, y'all, but it hurts. Grief hurts the heart. It really does hurt the heart. Um, but it also grows the heart too. And it teaches you about love. Like they said, true love, having love of self first and foremost, having love of from and accepting love from the divine energy, the universe, God, however you want to call it. You know, love of spirit. And love of the person passing too, allowing to give that love and share that love to the person that passed, their spirit, and you know, send them more love. So inspiration. Penelope and Pickle reminds us that what we reveal, we can heal. Give yourself time. You will love again. If you honor your pain, it will change your life. Exactly. Is lingering grief preventing you from progress? What can I see in my heart? Exactly. Let's see. Key ideas: feeling grief, healing process, missing someone, something, being afraid of sadness, love is on the horizon. All right, so let's see what this says. Find gratitude in the present moment. This reminds me of Power One a little bit. And are you listening to your inner voice or outside opinions? Many times, like, can't nobody really tell you how to grieve or how to process a broken heart. You know, someone can help you see and point out certain things, but people can't tell you how long to grieve. People can't tell you, you know, what's going on. But that grief actually blocks gratitude because it keeps you stuck in a moment that has passed, right? Because someone has passed on, something has passed on that has felt really hard on your heart. And you can feel emotions of anger, you know, disappointment. You definitely feel that energy of loss, right? But gratitude is abundance, is something to gain. And that really brings a full heart. But how can you have a full heart when you feel like someone just ripped it out, right? Um, they say it's a process because it's healing and it's looking at certain things, right? Certain emotions. It took me a while. I remember I'm thinking of another friend that I lost. It took me a while to understand why I was angry. You know what I mean? Like, why was I mad? Was I mad at God because they left? It really wasn't that for me. It was more of mad at that person because of how they died, honestly. You know? And I'm not going to talk about me and all this stuff, but there's a need for you to understand deeper levels of your pain, and really look within, because it's like a double entendre. The loss allows room for you to gain so much more. It's very spiritual. It's very spiritual. And again, it's really, you can embrace that love from spirit when you allow yourself to look within, instead of allowing other people, maybe, looking for shoulders to lean on, um, wondering why they're not grieving the way that you are, wondering why another person moved on and you're still there, you know. But if you can take it day by day and be grateful for the little things, I promise you, you're going to see and feel the progression, hands down. Because whoever you lost or whatever you lost to, let's talk about person. Whoever you lost, they don't want you to feel down and out for months or years. You know what I mean? They want to see you succeed. They don't want to see that pain overcome you. So let's see what we have here. Yeah. All right. So, what am I feeling right now? I do feel that this loss kind of took control of your life, because you're trying to control a situation that you really can't, like timing, for instance. You can't control the timing of when the grieving process has, progressed to the healing that is needed within that time. What's trying to be birthed here is more strength within you, more courage to be you, and more courage to honestly move forward. I remember saying to somebody one time, you have to, I think that I said, you have to move on from this, or you have to let XYZ go. And the way that that person took it was totally out of content, the way that I was trying to give it. And this is what happens sometimes when you don't listen to your inner voice and you listen to outside opinions. They took it as I was giving them an opinion. And what I was really trying to say is it was a need for them to move forward out of the pain, out of the hurt. But when I look back on it too, who am I to tell them how to grieve? Nobody. Grieving is a very internal situation, process of healing. And when you're going through healing, it is a journey and it is a process. It can be a grieving. It could be sparked from grief. It can be sparked from other things as well. But when you're healing anything, especially when you're able to look at the situation from inside, right, or from a different perspective, you do feel very weak. You feel like, it's a lot of lack and loss, right? But there will be a time and point where you can allow something to be built on top of that hurt and pain, right? As I was saying in Pile 1, you might want to check that out. Sometimes what poisoned you can actually also be your medicine, what you learned and what you're healing through can actually, when you find the courage to allow that beauty in, that gratitude in, and being in the present moment, instead of possibly controlling, you can actually step up in leadership of whatever you went through and possibly help other people. I do think that for some, I think what's being birthed through this transformative time, or when or whenever you're going to transform through this, is you're going to see how independent you are and how you were able to heal for you and only you, not anybody else. You know, sometimes we can heal for other people, like oh, I'm going to do this for my dad because this is going to make him feel better and see that I was able to heal from a certain situation. No, your dad don't have diddly squat to do with this. It's healing for you. Okay, let's see what this birthing what you're trying. Yeah, let's see what's trying to be birthed here. Right? What's trying to be birthed here with this Emperor? What is trying to be birthed here? Again? Wow. Let me see. Yeah, this has to do with time. Yeah. Another hardship that has happened here. And I feel like there's been some burdens that you've accumulated throughout your journey that you need to put to rest. Let's see. Clarify the Strength card here. Because I'm feeling a sense of like a masculine energy that's like, I don't cry. Ain't nobody going to see me cry. You know what I mean? When you have valid reasons to cry. I've always said, I remember in the beginning of my healing journey, right? I honestly wasn't crying much. It was like I was constipated with crying, right? And then all of a sudden the floodgates opened. And I'm like, why can't I stop crying? And I remember saying that crying is salt, right? It's salt water, basically, for a reason. Just like the ocean, that is medicinal. And it's something I read too, when you're crying, it's actually transforming negative energy. It's something wild I remember I was reading that was like, was scientifically why our tears are salty. And it's very transformative, and we're releasing these negative emotions, basically. There's a scientific form for it. But what's trying to be birthed actually here, right? There's this hidden strength that you have no idea that you have. And this happened, you know how everybody, and sometimes we just don't like hearing, especially during when somebody dies, you know, this happened for a reason. Nobody really likes hearing that, right? But in your case, this healing process literally was divine. It was divine intervention for you to kind of see something and really open up yourself and put the toxic masculinity aside. You don't have to be a male to have toxic masculinity, but it's almost like I'm hearing this song. What is that? Big girls don't cry. I don't even know if that's the right song, but that's literally what I'm hearing in my head right now. And it's like, it could be big boys don't cry, you know, or deconstruct. It's very egoic here that needs to be put to death. You possibly may be going through an ego death, or somebody's dying kind of triggered something within you, and this grieving process is really not only helping you to release and allow the grieving process of your friend, family member, whoever that died, right? But it's also allowing you to really see your ego that you've built to protect yourself and your emotions, and really put it to rest. Really put it down. Like, I really feel like this healing process is actually an ego death, because there's a strength, a hidden strength that you have. Let me see a little bit more about this strength that you have, that's really taking you through this healing process, so you can actually be rebirthed in some new way, shape, or form here. Yeah, there's like this power that you have within you that you have no idea. It's bringing me to, I don't remember the actual placement, but I've been looking at astrology charts, and some people actually have this placement in their chart that shows that you have a lot of strength. Like, you know, some people go through heartache, right? And it's like the death of them. They never get back to who they were, because they're allowing the grief to really mold them into something else, and allowing the process to just be stuck within grief, and not allowing the present moment to really bless you with the gifts that you can actually heal through from this. But it keeps them down and keeps them buried into other things around them, and they start attracting all these just things that kind of keep them down, almost like misery loves company type of thing. Instead of really opening up, asking for help, and really wanting to heal through this. A lot of people don't heal through that, and some people aren't built from that. Some people aren't, but I feel like pile 2, I feel like you're built for this. Like, you always had a strong heart. Yeah, you have this medicine about you that allows you to go through these cycles and come up on top, like the real phoenix, man. Like, for real, for real. Let's talk about the transformation. Let's talk about the transformation here. Because we have 2 of Cups here, and it's probably maybe like, I don't know if it was your wife, your lover, or maybe it's some type of relationship, though. Like, how you relate with other people. You know, this could also be same sex, whatever. I don't know. But it's also, what I'm hearing too is like you're trying to get your passion back. Yeah. Because this could also be grieving from like toxic relationships or whatever. And this is what's being highlighted, transformed, you know, into something new. And really coming out on top. Like, it was really like a maze. You were like, what is going on? I don't know. But through this maze, it was a lot of cycles here that was actually, you were spinning round and round. But when you were able to sit down and be like, all right, something's not working here, right? Start focusing on you. You started seeing these cycles repeating. And then you started saying, let's dig a little bit deeper, and really started breaking down, chiseling these beliefs that you had that were once protecting you, but now it's like self-sabotage, really not working, keeping you stuck, isolated, you know. And it was really your ego. Many times people think your ego is like, oh, this arrogant person, that macho man, whatever. Is not. It's psychologically, your ego is these beliefs that you tell about yourself from your childhood, to protect that energy. Because let's face it, as a child, we come into this world, we have these caretakers. They, many times, they didn't know what they were doing. And as a child, we're very pure, close to spirit, but we don't really understand this world yet. The caretakers are supposed to help us understand that, but they throw their toxicity on ours, and that's how we learn. But Pal 2, you have this about yourself that is like a warrior, yeah. So track down your fears and desires, okay? And take charge with authority. If you're not a guy watching this, you have strong masculine energy, and I feel that your masculine energy was bruised, like, oof. And this grieving process really triggered that crap. And, you know, maybe in the past you were acting out of the toxic masculine energy, but you may be at a point now where you really actually acknowledged and noticed, like, all right, this ain't working. Or you kind of been noticing what this masculinity has been doing here. Look at that. As I say this is masculine energy. What is this masculine energy teaching you? I'm not quite sure what this flirt is, but it's teaching you, let's put this one back. It's teaching you to really look at your emotions, honestly. Because you've been acting out of a false character for a very long time. Okay. Yeah. And I think here too, with this clean and organize, I feel like when you start organizing and cleaning, it kind of puts you in this meditative stance to like, like, okay, this is because you're probably very analytical, possibly too, like, why did this happen? Many times you can't figure out why. And with the grieving process too, you want to have closure, right? And sometimes when you can't get closure from the other person, um you have to find that within you. This is why they're saying inner voice, right? And jogging, exercising, and walking, is a really good thing for you to do to help your healing process, to help hear your thoughts, and really to release any over chatter that isn't serving you in your mind. Because sometimes we can tend to overthink and it just feels like a crowded room of so many people talking. If you walk or you clean, that can help be like a meditation for you, movement. Um, and really get your gears going and really help you listen to your own voice, listen to God's spirit, right? And really allow you to kind of like flirt with life again. Because I'm like, what is flirt here? I'm just going to say flirt with life because, I don't know, maybe you've been flirting or maybe you've been doing something that's just really not you. And you've been holding on to this part of you for so long that it's like, who am I without this? But I'll tell you something. You are who you are, and Spirit really wants you to transform from this. I also have candle. I don't know if you like candles, but I think that lighting a candle, and speaking your intentions on your healing process can really help benefit you. When you light that candle, right before you light it, um, speak on what you already know, what you want to help heal through. All right. So let's wrap this up with 2 of these cards because you can track down your fears and your desires if you just take charge and go with it. Again, being in nature and walking can be one of your soul care treatments. Like for real, because you have this strength. You don't realize that you've overcame a lot of stuff, but you've been caught up in this grief that didn't allow you to see that. And right now I feel like you're going to be able to see that and move forward, and be open to allow life to bring you right where you need to be. Okay? So don't let your happiness be defined by those that don't understand you. You've, like, again, I think this ego death, this grief that you've been in is allowing you to see that where you've been and the energy that you've been has not been working and has not been allowing you to grow. And if you're actually at a point where you really want to grow, there's like new cycles of new people that you need to meet. Like when I said flirt with life, there's some people like feel flirty again, feel desirable again, because it'll start bringing in more joy and feeling more life and feeling more purpose to your life again. And being humble is knowing you don't have to prove yourself all the time. I think, again, like this egoic energy that you've been stuck in, you've kind of wanted to prove that you're worthy of things or prove that you can handle whatever. But if you are this person that I'm feeling that you went through a lot of shit, man, coming up from in healing this grief says it all. You don't have to prove nobody nothing. It says it all. And when you can look at yourself and know where you came from, know where your journey was when it first started, and just look at that for a second, honor your strength, man. Really honor your strength, because that right there, that's what you need to hone in. And honor that strength, because once you can honor it, you'll know, like, all right, I could take on anything right now. You know what I mean? Like, um, Spirit was walking with you this whole time. This whole time. You have been connected this whole time. But that loss kept you stuck in the past, right? Of wondering why it happened, and wondering, like, just all these negative things, and keeping you from the present moment, the gift of life, instead of looking at the death. So what you're transforming right now is a hell of a lot of grief, and that's actually like an honorable badge, that people really need, like that Purple Heart, like, for real, because transforming that says a lot of strength within you, first and foremost. But then when you can recognize it, it's even stronger. And then you can, like, start noticing more things about yourself. Like, it's just a whole learning process too. I'm kind of feeling like there could be some type of relationship things going on here with this, but I'm not going to touch that because I really don't know. But I do feel like you're coming out of this whole transformative, like, negative energy. I'm hearing cesspool that you've been in, and you're becoming this new person. It's like same soul, different experiences. I wanted to make that a t-shirt. I'm coining that. um yeah, same soul, different experiences, because this is the thing. Our soul goes through these experiences, and many times it's like round and round and round till we get it, till we get this lesson here. And we do like to look for other outside things that can help us understand. Like, for instance, like I was saying, you want to have that closure, that peace of mind with stuff, but many times we don't get that. But when we can open ourselves to spirit, it allows us to break down that ego. Someone told me ego is etching God out. Um, it opens us up. It cracks us open to allow more love from the divine, to really let us in, and really know that each day is a gift, honestly. So that's all I have for my pile twos. Please comment and let me know if this is resonating with you, because again, condolences to my pile twos. I feel the weight, but I want you to take it easy on yourself and take it one day at a time. Like, clean things, organize things, jog, walk, exercise, and really start stepping into that type of action to gain more wisdom and insight of yourself and your feelings, and allow those feelings to just pass through you, honestly, because there may be some old congested hurt, right, that you haven't really allowed to pass, or maybe you have and you just have been hard on yourself. It's time to lay those burdens down and really just be thankful and grateful for spirit has led you where you are right now and overcame a lot of things. All right, so if you're feeling the vibe, please subscribe. I can't help myself. I gotta help myself when I do this. Check out my products. There's links below. There's things that can help you introspect and really understand yourself more and what you're trying to grow, where you're at in your healing process, if you need help, and what direction that is guiding you through this healing journey. Also, I have Creative Soul sessions that I'm starting up currently as we speak during this recording. It's all about chakras, giving you card readings, and understanding how we can connect our spirit with our creative energy to create new things, through our healing process. And I love to support my creative entrepreneurs as well as my artists, because we are on the forefront of this creative energy, and it's really important for us to have support. And if you're in between, or just a hobby or looking for more creativity, you're more than welcome to come. And let's talk about chakras. Let's talk about our own energy and how we can create new abundance instead of being in lack mentality. So that's all I have. Stay tuned. If you haven't liked, shared, or subscribed yet, please do. And I'll check you out next time. Thank you. Let's move on to pile 3. Okay, pile 3s. Thank you for picking pile 3. If you haven't heard already, I missed my chakra reading that I love to do on new moons and full moons. It's a couple of days after the new moon in Scorpio as I'm recording this, and I just thought, let's do a pick a card reading. So let's see here. We're going to talk about your transformative energy right now and what chakra is being activated. So we have the crown chakra, which is gratitude. This is interesting how this is the last one. Pile 2 and pile 1 talked about gratitude as well. So, doesn't hurt if you want to check it out. If not, it's all good in the hood. So how can you embrace the parts you dislike about yourself? And intentions show the true motives behind your actions. So the crown chakra really is, it's very cerebral. It can feel like you're overwhelmed. It can feel like that because you're cutting yourself off from the divine energy that is trying to connect with you, or possibly you're open to that divine energy and you're getting information that is specifically given to you for things that you need to create. How will you create your life in this manner, in this present time? And me looking at how can you embrace the parts that you dislike about yourself, it's kind of telling me that you may have a more closed off or just, I don't want to say blocked, but it's just kind of like more stagnant energy within the crown chakra, as well as the third eye too, because in this card deck, I feel like the purple card is more about the third eye, but let's talk about it. So one thing for sure, right, whether you believe in God or not, let's just call it divine energy. If you come from the divine and you're disliking parts about yourself, that's really honestly saying that you're not divine. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, I'm a divine person because I come from the divine. But then you start looking and judging yourself like, well, this is nasty. I don't like this about it. I don't like that. And it's like, but you're divine, baby. Like, what are you talking about? Usually these judgments about ourselves it's thrown on from other people, outside sources, basically, right? That's distracting you from gratitude. It is. Gratitude allows you to be in the present moment. Gratitude allows you to have your heart. Your heart chakra is the most potent, I want to say, within the main 7, because it's the middle. It's the middle. And just like in the game of chess, the middle piece is the strongest. It I don't want to say controls, but it's a big source, And let's face it, our heart organ, pumps blood through our body. If our heart stops, we stop. And I want to read out the book. Let's read this out of the book. Where is gratitude? Okay. So in this book, they have these funny names for people, but let's read it. Gratitude, right? You are capable of more than mere mortal conversations. This is a time of enlightened communication, and you will raise the consciousness of others. You're stepping into your self-mastery. The gifts you see in others already live within you. Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Let me see something else. Who is the person I admire most? Why? How can I live at this level? So this is reminding me of, like I just said, you don't like certain things about you, right? For instance, the media always throws pictures of models and stuff and tries to tell us what beauty is. To me, everybody or anybody, especially nowadays, can look pretty. You can go to a plastic surgeon and look pretty or whatever. You can do Photoshop on your, what you call, do makeup, contours, all that junk, and look pretty. But beauty is skin deep. It really is. I know it sounds cliche, but it is. It's skin deep, because beauty is encompassed with courage, confidence, love of self. That's beauty. And if you're disliking things about yourself, that's not beauty. And again, I'm using this example because if you're worried about what other, like, it just asks, like, who is the person you most admire? Sometimes we admire and we get caught up in all this love and turning into obsession of somebody else. And that gets put all the way into somebody else and taken from us. And we're not looking at us saying, oh, I am that too, though. You know, like, just because they look pretty or look or do certain things, maybe they act a certain way that you admire, and you wish you were like that. Comparison steals the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. you know we naturally compare ourselves, but you don't want to stick and focus on comparing yourself to other people to the point where you're disliking almost everything about yourself. Embrace that part. Look at yourself. What are these self-love things that you can do to really embody gratitude, embody the blessings that gratitude can shown on you in the present moment, right? And then these intentions show the true motives behind your actions. What are your intentions? There's something that said this. How can I live at that level? And it does. Gratitude raises your own vibration to a higher level. If you're unhappy in any relationship, gratitude reminds you it always is in your power to change that. Speak those intentions. Sometimes we have other intentions like, oh, I wish to be like this person. No, you can only be you. You know what I mean? Let's see what's going on here. What's trying to be birthed, right? What needs to be dead. Okay. This is my self-love, people. Because what's trying to be birthed here is there's a passion from spirit that wants you to see something, that wants you to go after your dreams, that wants you to move forward in the endeavors. But there's like this fear here, or this childlike mindset that's really holding you back. The Empress here, it's you're this is definitely self-sabotage, and I can't even speak, right? I really feel like you need to speak more kindly about yourself, hands down. The more you speak badly about yourself, the more you're going to feel bad about yourself. And the more things that you might start attracting, even that shows like things you dislike about you, but it'll keep you in one perspective. If you change that perspective and say, oh, maybe I'm supposed to learn more and embrace more of the things that I dislike, so I can really be like, okay, I'm confident. Confidence is talking about it's okay if other people don't like you. You're confident with who you are. All right. You are birthing a new mindset. I'm really feeling like in this pregnancy here too. Empress does talk about pregnancy, but I feel like something can't grow until you really start honoring who the F you are. Let's see here. Let's talk about what needs to die first, okay? This masculine energy, feminine energy. For some of you, it's like I'm kind of seeing like, you know, like sometimes, trigger warning, people may wear a lot of makeup, right? Because they feel like it covers them from the things that they don't like about themselves, right? And I just want to tell you that you are beautiful regardless without that makeup. It's okay. You know? I feel like you're moving... Okay, this death, let's talk a little bit more. Because it's kind of like you've been wearing these masks, either literally, like when I was talking about makeup, or just showing this, like a certain side of who you are. It's reminding me of Power One, of who you are, but not really, like, walking like it, not respecting yourself. It's almost like, so there's a saying how it used to be like, oh, she's wilding for respect, like she's out here wilding, trying to be seen so people can respect her. But you don't put somebody in a chokehold, right, and say respect me. You act like it. You show people how you respect yourself. That energy vibes off. You know, people will know and be like, oh, she really respects herself. You know what I mean? Like, your actions meet with how you talk. You know, you walk your talk. That shows that she's not playing around, or he's not playing around. You know what I mean? You're moving away. There's a need for you to move away from these masks, these ego that you've built, right? Like I was saying, the childlike beliefs. Um, Ego isn't always about arrogance. You know, ego is about what, when you were a child, you kind of held on to things, right? And you didn't even know this because this is very subconscious. When you're children, we are very close to the divine, and we feel a lot. We're very empathetic. And when we wind up seeing, you know, it's almost like monkey see, monkey do. Our caretakers act a certain way, then you might be thinking like, oh, well, that's what it is, means to love. And you grew up around an abusive uh parents or something, you know, like they fought and then they kissed and made up. And you're like, all right, that's what love is supposed to look like. And then you're out here doing this, and it's like, no, it's not. You know what I mean? And deep down in your heart, you're probably like, this doesn't feel right. But you can't help it because your subconscious, which holds all your beliefs, right? You're acting from that. And I think that there's definitely, I feel like once you move away from this, you're going, because you're acting out of a place of lack. It's like you feel that you're not worthy of love. You feel that you're not worthy of certain things that you really want to go after. And you see all these other people doing this. But first of all, boo boo, their stories ain't your story. You have to find your uniqueness and be and feel good about that. And it takes a while. It takes a while, but it takes somebody that wants to change and understand and discover more parts of you and understand like, well, why do I dislike this about me? Or even like just being present in the moment, you can understand like, wow, like I've actually noticed how I'm really good at negotiating or organizing or diffusing arguments or giving advice or something. You never really noticed that because you were so focused on things you dislike. So let's talk about this Page of Wands here. Something else that just popped up too is kind of like you may have been a child that kind of had to grow up fast because they're like, see, you didn't even, like, as a child, you may subconsciously think, like, see something like, damn, I'm going to have to help these mofos. but not really truly understand what that means. And you started stepping into this role of helping and giving and the people pleaser because you felt like, well, who else is going to do it, right? Subconsciously, you're being led from your subconscious, and a 5-year-old don't know that, right? They're just acting on ways to do that. And it really placed like a burden on you. Let me see. Let me get one more. Yeah, see, it's some like wisdom or the way that you communicate too might be like, wow, type of thing. Because, well, let's face it, people probably did that to you. You know, I'm really kind of sensing from these cards, there was a parental figure in your life when you were younger that told you BS about yourself, and you started believing that. And you've held on to this for a very long time. And you really didn't understand why you came to a point, like, especially where, if this pile is for you, you're at a point where, like, you know, this is some BS that you've been holding on to, but you're like, how do I get rid of this? You just get rid of, well, I don't want to say just, but you start with just looking at it and saying, all right, I'm not that anymore. I'm not that, and I choose to change that. And I choose to walk away from all these negative things that I say and really embrace gratitude step by step, and really take ownership of my emotions and know that they can transform through loving and respecting myself and acting in the way that I want to be treated. Let's talk about the Ace of Cups, because Ace of Cups is always the self-love card for me, if not through somebody else. Yeah, this is about, again, I don't know if you're a Cancer, but it's reminding me of Cancer energy too. Like, you want to mother people, you want to help people all the time, and you're probably really good at it, but you're the worst at doing it for yourself. And there's a need to do that, because, you know, sometimes people, I'm not saying that they're good or bad, but these people can be pretty shitty, where it's like, well, maybe you should have made time for yourself in the first place, right? Like, oh, she never does that, or da 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 da, and start always coming to you for that shoulder to lean on, knowing that, you know, like, the first time you say no, they're like, well, what the heck? But, like, come on, you need to set boundaries. You know, like, sometimes you can't give your heart right now, and other people need to respect that. But you also need to know that you need to respect that too. Don't give in to somebody just because you want to please them and don't want them being upset at you or don't want confrontation. No, say no, stand by that, and just let them be them. Because if they're going to continue to be upset and to allow you to heal through your own journey, then maybe it's time for you to let go. You definitely need to stop helping other people when you haven't been able to help yourself, you know? Yeah. Don't take another deep breath with me. All right? People are going to act the way they're going to act. You can't control that. Right? And you can always try to help that. But when you're at a point where this is all you have to give and somebody's asking for a full cup, they have to find that somewhere else, you know, because you have to be recharged in order to do that. So, pile 3. There's a need for you to look at some childhood issues, right? Maybe relationships with your parental, you know, whoever raised you. And really start looking at how you speak to yourself. What are you, what feels like you're carrying a burden? And work on that to the point where you know that, all right, I don't know what else to do. Then you ask for help. You know, you seek somebody, a professional, or someone that seems like they know what they're doing. Somebody that feels like they can help you, feels like you can trust them to really work through these emotions. And know that you may have came from this place, but it doesn't mean that you have to stay in that place. There's something that's being rebirthed where that allows you to um start coddling yourself, okay? I don't really like that word coddle, but really start loving up on you, really embracing you, really showing yourself love physically, emotionally, and mentally. Because all these things, maybe within the household that you grew up in that was very toxic, or amongst friends that, like to slide that backhand, compliment where it's like, oh, where'd you get that dress from? I thought you couldn't fit things or something, haha, type of thing. You know what I mean? When they can't even give you a compliment. Um, no, it's time to let that go, and really start being that motherly, comforting energy for yourself. Let's look at this. Enjoy success and happiness. Be happy with yourself, babe. Exchange energy to create abundance. So I kind of feel like there's a need for you to know that you are worthy of love and make those intentions so you can really attract that in your life, with loving people that really want to see you do good, with even if it's just like, again, like, it's okay if you have to go see a therapist to talk about that and pay somebody. It's okay to do that. You're paying them for the time that you're taking them, but also don't miss the red flags too, because at the end of the day, you want to pay somebody that can really help you. Just because they're getting paid to do this doesn't mean that they don't genuinely want to help you. And I feel like that's a specific message for somebody, because sometimes there's some people that have always been in lack and feel like that nobody can help them, and then they look at like a therapist like, well, I'm only paying them. It's almost like you're paying somebody to be their friend, and it's like, no, not necessarily. If you can look at the intentions of what you want to do and what you want to need work on, and really start being in reality with like, okay, can this person help me? Not that, oh, this person looks pretty and they have these nice things and I want these nice things, so maybe they can help me. No, they might be just as shitty as the last person that effed you up mentally and emotionally, you know what I mean? So, like, really dig deep. And what's a great thing for that is my Creative Soul Workbook for that soul care. Okay? I have products that really help you internalize, and be more self-aware of what areas that you need help with, what you're healing through, and what you would love to reiterate your intentions, and focus on, so you can really transform that, or get to a point in place in your journey where it's like, all right, I know what I need, instead of I know what I don't want. Because every time you say I know what I don't want, many times it leaves room for anything to come in. And then you're like fighting off the stuff that you don't want, but you're not really honing in, grounding yourself, and grounding that energy of what you do want, making your intentions clear to let the universe know, let God know, let the divine know, like, hey, this is what I want. I feel like I need this. Help me see what I need to do to get to this. So let's see here. Because I really feel like once you get out and notice the the how much lack and negativity that you've came from, and what you're transforming, this mindset, you're going to look at the heart. There's a lot of self-love that's needed right now. Marriage, partner. I feel like there's a commitment that you need to make with your own self first and foremost. When you make that commitment with yourself, you're going to move in ways that you never imagined, and there's going to be more people that is going to be able to support you and really see you for who you are, really feel your heart and feel that goldness, that golden heart that you are here. Look, we got the star card. Make your intentions more clear, so you have that star to walk towards, that north star. you know, that guides you along your journey. Text message, letter. There may be somebody wanting to communicate with you about some things, possibly, I don't know, an apology, but don't expect that. You know what I mean? Maybe there's also a need for you to write down your intentions more. That can really help you get this stuff out. In my Creative Soul book, oh, I'm like, wait a second, was I recording? I don't know why I thought that, but anyway, in my Creative Soul Workbook, right, there's activity that um I have you write down the negative stuff and the positive stuff and really just look at it. Writing is so prolific because yes, we can be thinking about like, oh, let's think about gratitude, but we need that to get out of our mind and see it in real time, right? So then we can actually start transforming things. Because once you can kind of see, you know, a lot of times seeing is believing many times. You know, for the people that may not have as much faith as they need on spirit or just talking about even metaphysical things, you know. Um, so writing, I feel like, and also maybe there's a need for you to apologize to somebody as well. There's a main thing here that you are transforming is these negative emotions that you've been holding on since childhood, I feel like. And there's a need for you to really embrace and know that you are loved. You are worthy. You are worthy of love. And it starts with loving yourself. It starts with understanding what brings joy into your life again. Because we can get so caught up in the things that we don't like, then it's like, all right, well, what do I like now? I don't even know. So start understanding what you know and what you love, what makes you happy, what makes you bring joy into your life, and start doing that for you. And that's when you open the door of abundance and you start walking more on that path that is lit for you. And yeah, it's going to take you far, and it's going to grow your heart even stronger and raise your vibes even higher. All right, so let me just get final word with my gratitude attitude cards and wrap this on up. All right. All right, one more. Yeah, this is kind of showing me that I think pile 3, I'm pretty sure you really want to change, right? But you have to honor yourself first and say, I'm going to make this change. Old ways won't open new doors. Find ways to release those old beliefs around who you thought you were when you were younger, and start embracing new things, new opportunities, and new thought patterns that can embrace more self-love. What we are what we repeatedly do. And this goes to, we are what we repeatedly say about ourselves. It's time to speak better to ourselves. It's time to treat ourselves better. And it's time to open ourselves up for change here. Because you are the conductor of the change. You have to make that first step, baby. So I'm going to leave it right there. I love you guys. The light within me sees the light within you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. Please subscribe. If you're feeling the vibe, please subscribe, okay? And if you are want to share this with somebody, please do. Please comment below and let me know, y'all. Is this resonating with you or what? Because I'm just trying to know. Like, I love that. And the more that you comment, honestly, that raises the vibes in the video. You know, I'm going to keep it real funky for you. And more people can see this, right? But I am thankful that whoever needed to see this and hear this the most came to this. I hope that this brings you understanding and guidance and more self-love. Again, please check out my products. They're in the links below. I also am having a Creative Soul Circle. As the time I'm recording this, I am starting my first one, so I would love for you to come. it's really giving a platform for my artists, my creative entrepreneurs, and understanding how we can work with chakras or going deeper within our spirit so we can kind of transform our own creative patterns, creative energy, and just be in a circle and in a space that really has good vibes, and talk more about anything that might be on your mind, any hardships going through the creative process. All right. And if you're anyone in between, if you're not an artist or you feel like you're not a creativepreneur, still come through, because I'm sure you have some type of creative niche that you just haven't explored yet. And I would love to bring inspiration and motivation towards that. So again, please check the links below. And until next time, thank you for coming. I will see you later. Peace.